welcome into the room. Welcome into the room. We're gonna get into the collective and see what is the current energy, what's going on with the collective. Where are we at? Where is the collective at right now? Where's the collective? What's going on with the collective? Ooh, this is very interesting. We got the self-care card. All right. Actually, I'm going to start off with just like a few of my oracles. Collective energy. You know, y'all, I was meditating and like I was getting like this message of like tending to your garden, and then also for like your, what are you doing to like make your, well I'll say like basically how flowers bloom, right? It requires, you know, the proper nutrients, it requires the proper space for it to be in, to get the sunlight that it needs, and you know, for it to grow healthy, right? But then it just took me to like, you know, even when we talk about like growing a garden, you know, it takes diligence and patience, and it takes you know, consistency for it to grow healthy in the way that you want it to be, right? But yeah, let's see what else is going on with the collective. What's going on with the collective? Oh yes. Okay. All right, so we got self-care, we got bliss, all right, and we got brand new, and we got taxes, okay? And right now, I feel for the collective, what's going on is that we're like basically holding space for what we want to happen in our lives. What are you trying to manifest based off of like whatever you're trying to manifest? It was just really holding space, right? Especially for like because we got bliss here, and with this is talking about continue to see and perceive the beauty in all things, allowing a flowing energy to move through you. Allow us to fill your cup with bliss and peace. See the beauty within yourself, others, and the world. Okay, so basically allowing, you know, the universe, right? Co-creating with the universe, you know. Just allowing things to naturally unfold. But being as you're doing that, just actually being present, you know, in the moments. Serenity. That's usually what it really takes, you know. So going back to the self-care card, because I really resonate with this. You know, going back to what I said about as I was like meditating earlier today. I was getting, you know, what are you flowers that bloom, they need the proper care, they need the proper nutrients, they need the proper space. So you know, sometimes when we, in order for us to like elevate in our lives, in order for us to, you know, grow into the person or even ascend into the person that we spiritually, that we want to be. It requires you to either leave certain habits or leave certain people behind to get to this brand new, okay, brand new, okay, brand new chapter in our lives, right? Um, but it takes certainty as well, and just actually being real and honest with yourselves, because a lot of times we could be faking the funk, you know what I'm saying? And um but it really just requires you to be actually, you know, real and vulnerable with yourself, to come to like this realization, or just even receiving the clarity that you need in order to move forward into this brand new version of yourself, or into this bliss. Um, yeah. Because I do feel like there's new chapters ahead, but it really, it's gonna take like it's gonna take discipline for sure. Um, and it's crazy because as I talk about that, we got taxes. And with taxes, this talks about accumulation of interest, and debt is in need of review and careful handling. Work towards getting organized to reach financial freedom and security finances. So even with like your, your finances, or like, you know, it's like editing a lot of the things that you don't need, editing the things that you need to actually um add more of. Where would this look like? This could literally look like, you working out more, or you um practicing meditation, or practicing whatever that hobby or interest that you may have, instead of like sitting on the back burner and kind of just saying like, I don't really feel up to it, or I just don't feel like I have what it takes right now, or I just don't have it in me. That's you downplaying yourself. You downplaying your gift. You downplaying, whatever whatever God or the universe, whatever you believe in, has given you, the gift that they're giving you in this life. We're gonna pull some more cards because I feel like this is just a little preview. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the real. This ain't all the way. I love kittens. Hey, I love kittens. And I'm gonna be doing personal reads too. So if you would like one, stay tuned for that after this collective reading. And be sure to subscribe, y'all, if you haven't yet. So what else is going on with the collective? Holy Spirit. What's going on? We got grandma. Neglect. I'm gonna pull one more card. Okay, so we got grandma, we got neglect. A neglected situation brings unfinished business, nurturance, and effort is required to see change. Okay. Ooh, y'all, come on with it. Come through, Spirit. Come through. This is what I was talking about. Like the nutrients. Like really nurturing like your gifts, nurturing like your talents, nurturing, you know, um, even your love that you have for yourself, pouring back into yourself, because who else is going to do that? Nobody else can do that but you. You know what I mean? And you have to stay in this frequency because you can't go off course. You can't get distracted. You know, and then we got toxic, speaking of distractions, we got toxic platonics. All right, so drop certain connections that are not in alignment with your mental, physical, and emotional health. This can be coworkers, family, or frenemies. Growth start. All right, so really, it goes back to starting with you editing out the people that aren't supposed to be in your life anymore, you editing out the um the certain things, whether this is habits, whether this is drinking, whether this is smoking, whether this is, you know addiction issues, any of that. Like, this is the time to edit those things so that you are basically whatever you engage into, you know um whatever you're, because we're talking about in matters of like feeding the soul, spiritual nutrient, spiritual nutrition, I would say, spiritual nourishment. Then next we got clinic. And this signifies a health checkup, a physical or health testing, hospital, nurse, health and wellness, prioritizing health diagnostic. Um, Truth be told, this is more like spiritual, I feel like. This is you. Oh, this is you literally doing like a detox, okay? Doing like a decluttering of sorts of things. All right. So this could be you just unfollow, even like on social platforms, like unfollowing certain people that don't that you don't resonate with, or you that doesn't really feed you. They don't really bring any substance or stability in your life. This could be physical, or this could be just, within social media as well too. Um, Take it how it resonates. But this is you doing a definitely a detox. Some of you may need to do a detox from social media, or a detox from even just certain family, friends, people that you just associate with on a daily, because energy is so contagious, and we can become so consumed because we spend our time. What you spend your time the most in consumes you, whether that be people, places, or things. It can consume you. All right, now, so we've been talking about editing, self-care. In terms of self-care, so let's see what other advice do you guys need for the collective? What other advice? What other advice? Okay, so we got the people pleaser, over giving, fetish, depleted energy. Okay, the toxicity magnet, always attached to issues or problems they don't want to get out of. Chaos. So this is literally you taking back your energy, taking back, your power. Because you could be a person that loves to give, that have no problem of like giving, that have no problem of showing support, and always being that one friend or that one family member that people can call on and you give the best advice, right? But it takes a lot out of you. And literally, that could be your gift, you know? If you ever thought of it that way, it's probably time that you start thinking of it in that way. That you know, you have to have certain boundaries up when it comes to that. You know, you can't always be available to these people because you know what I see this being the source of this is being the source is the people pleaser, being the people pleaser. And these are literally could be people um that are literally just addicted to like chaos. You know, they're addicted to the madness. They're addicted to having problems and issues in their life. And you are that one person that, you know, they call on. But it's time that you um place boundaries with this person or people and saying, I don't have it in me right now. I don't have it in me to do this. You know, they have to learn to figure out their own problems, their own issues. Okay, granted, we all got things that we're all going through, you know, but it's, I'm going to say, like, it is unfair to you because knowing that you may be a person that has things going on where you're trying to work towards something and, you know, you have people that, again, that has these issues and these things, this chaos going on, and you're trying to get to point A to point B, but you realize, like, I don't have the energy to do what I need to do. And you don't, because these people have been literally um energy vampires, you know, people that have uh people that have literally drained you, you know. All right, so all right, I'm still gonna keep this card here because this card seems to be the theme of this collective message. So we're gonna keep that there, and we're gonna I'm gonna continue to build around it. I'm gonna get all the messages that I can for this. What else does the collective need to know in terms of self-care? In terms of them feeding themselves right now, being there for themselves right now, mentally, physically, spiritually. What does the collective need to know? Actually, I'm not going to I'm just going to the tarot. What does the collective need to know? You know, I do feel like too, you know, you may have like people that are in your life that are just like so overbearing, you know, and they're literally causing you to do certain things. Like, even they may have been the reason why you may have had like addiction issues, or not even addiction issues, but you know, be a person that only drinks like socially or whatever, but now it's caused you to want to just do this on the regular, you know. And it's because they have been this people have been overbearing, man. Okay, and then look, as I talked about that, we got the Three of Cups in reverse, which talks about overindulgence, heavy partying, isolation, independence, and alone time. You know, gossip. That's confirmation for that. But anyways, let's see, what else? What else for the collective? What else? Collective. Oh, okay. This is Swords. Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. You're if you haven't realized it now, you are definitely going to realize it, okay? This is the reason why. This is the reason why certain things can't get done. This is the reason why you're unfocused. You are going to start learning how to turn back inward to your focus, holding your energy, harnessing your energy for what you need to do, your long-term goals, the longevity of that business, the longevity of this career or even just hobby. Or just something that you may have been just trying to start out, right? You're no longer attaching yourself to these distractions anymore. Person, place, or thing. All right, let's see what else. Yeah, yeah. You've had enough. You had enough. Four swords, you have had enough. And now you have really seen the reasoning behind it all. The behind the scenes, the orchestration. All right? The orchestration of why is it that I can't get this done? Why is it that I'm not focused in this area? Why is it that I'm not, you know, and this is good. Ask yourself those questions because you're going to receive that clarity for sure. You're going to receive, the aha moment as to why is it, you know. Mm, okay. A lot of you are meant to really have this wealth and this whatever this is, or this business, or just success period. A lot of you are meant to really have that in this lifetime. Hmm. Some of you could be a Capricorn, you could be, or either a earth sign. I'm also seeing a fire sign. You could be a Leo specifically. Um, you could also be a Libra. Who else am I seeing in here? Or an air sign. I feel like Spirit really wants you to go full throttle on whatever this is. You know, Brandon, this is up to you. Hmm. Yeah, and I'm also seeing financial freedom for a lot of you as well. I'm also seeing that, Spirit wants you to also take your power back in this new redirection. I'm seeing that some people gonna be calling you out, right? They're gonna call you out. They're not gonna understand, where you at. They're not gonna understand it because this is at a higher frequency, right? They're gonna be looking at you crazy. They're gonna be trying to find ways to even lure you back in because you've had this epiphany, right? You've had this awakening, because the judgment card talks about this. And they may try to They may try to talk down on you, speak down about your name, but this is only for the best. You moving forward like this is only for the best. Like, you're not meant to be stuck where you're at. You're just not meant to be. Some of you aren't even intuitive, so you already know this. Like, so stop playing with yourself. Okay, I'm gonna see what else, and then we're gonna move on to something else. Alright, what else for the collective? What else for the collective? They need to know my family, trusted. Expectation. Some of you may have been like grown up as like the oldest. And this is interesting because I have realized this, you know, as being the oldest, like grown up to be the one that is responsible for everything, and literally just being like the almost like the backbone. Like later on as you grow up, you know, you have become just the backbone of the family. You know, I've realized this even with me personally. You know, as I've gotten older, uh, where a lot of the things that we wanted to do as like a kid or child, you know, um, and it just been like it probably was like little things that you wanted to do, right? But now I'm seeing like we're finally at this place, right? It took us growing up to be at this place where I can do those things. Like if I want to take swim lessons, I can take swim lessons. If I want to just draw or paint or, you know, just do those little things that just invites the inner child, you know, in. It's just so freeing and it's just so healing. It's a lot of healing into that. But okay, getting back into the reading. Yeah, I'm seeing too that there probably was a lot of, you know, heavy expectations or just like a lot of things being put on you, right? A lot of you could literally be just chosen to. You could be chosen. You can be considered as a chosen one. Empath. Abandonment. Community. So yeah, even with the heavy responsibility or the heavy burdens that you may have went through, like as you were younger, whatever that was placed on you as you was younger, you left. You left. You said, you know what? I'm leaving this role. Like I don't have to participate in this anymore. Like whether this could have been like you being at 18 or just even a little older, um, as you got older, realizing I don't have to participate into this. And what I'm also seeing too, where maybe you didn't have the family that you always wanted, the family that you felt like you probably was like the outsider. So you've learned to build your own family, your own community, your own people that you trust and that are supportive. But there is um why is this manipulation card here? What's this manipulation card here? What's this manipulation card here, Spirit? Why is this manipulation card? What's the reason for this manipulation? Oh. Okay. Manipulation. Listen more. What's this with the manipulation card? You know what? Let's pull it from the tarot. Let's see. Why is this manipulation card here? Why is this manipulation card here? Okay. So really, you've broken free from this manipulation. You broken free from this manipulation, meaning you don't have to play a certain role only because of those people are who they are, right? And like again, going back to like them being your family, them being your friends, them being, supported people, right? But if you're not loved on, if you're not treated right, then what are we doing here, but there's such a huge factor of you like waking up to this realization. I don't have to be this person that people see me being, this people pleasing energy, going back to that people pleaser. A lot of times, even as the people pleaser or as the wounded healer, we end up hurting ourselves because of the way how we show up, the way how we are supportive, the way how we give, the way how we love, and it's an energetic thing. It's an energetic thing because when you do so much of it, what happens to your energy? You end up depleted. You end up being lost. You end up being, not exactly knowing who you are, or just you end up lost in a sense because you have constantly gave your inner core, your essence, your everything by whoever these people may be. And it could be in a relationship, it could be in a friendship, it could be in a a family, toxic family dynamic. Even with, when we talk about conditional love versus unconditional love, conditional meaning you being loved or you being served in a way that only benefits that person. I will do this for you or I will be this for you if you do this for me. Where it's not mutually benefited, where it's not mutually reciprocated. So yeah, I feel like the collective is definitely breaking out of patterns, breaking out of patterns from roles that we have, you have been subjected to, or you're doing a lot of unlearning, and this is all in a form of self-care. Okay, that's what I got for the collective. Okay, now last but not least, we're gonna see what. Let me use this card. What do we have to look forward to for the collective? Holy Spirit. This card with the flower. What do we have to look forward to for the collective? Keep it playing, Spirit. Keep it playing. Keep it playing. What do you have to look forward to for the collective? What do you have to look forward to for the collective? What do you have to look forward to for the collective? I'm not going to take those. What does the collective have to look forward to? Okay. Okay, wait. What does the collective have to look forward to? Okay. All right. So we got Portal, and we've got Mind Over Matter, and we've got Fortune. Okay. So Portal, practice makes perfect. Every action or inaction has a reaction. Routines, patterns will always bring specific results and outcomes. Prepare for a new shift in reality based on consistent choices. Free flow. Okay, so again, going back to the beginning of the read where I talked about patterns and things, what causes you to be distracted, right? All going back to the self-care, all going back to the inner work, right? Doing the editing. This is exactly what this is talking about. So mind over matter, detach from the physical things that could be creating worry, conflict within your energy. Focus on what's important. So yeah, again, going back to the editing, all right, again, so this could be you even detaching from people, even detaching from these persons, these people, places, or things. But this also tells me that this starts with the mind as well. This is you reprogramming your brain. You reprogramming your mind. You reprogramming your subconscious. And the fortune, a reading will come to soon. Reading will come to pass soon, as what happens is meant. Be mindful of overindulging in the future, as we can only create in the present moment. Your fortune is what you make it be. Okay. I take this as you need to, move in the energy of flow. So what that means is being present, not necessarily worried about like the future. I can't say necessarily worry about the future, but not to overindulge into the future. So what does that look like? Doing looking at a lot of tarot readings or getting a lot of readings. And just mainly focusing on your intuition, your mind and body, your nervous system, whatever direction or whatever decisions you need to make for the better. And this is for what? your self-care, your self-preservation. That is another, hey, I'm taking it. Alrighty. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated. If you are new, subscribe to my channel, okay? And I'm gonna be, doing more things. Also, if you would like a personal reading, you can email me at seanbrion@gmail.com and just have the Cash App. My Cash App is Sean B 9000. Put in your name for the four, and just email me. I do career, love, and spiritual guidance readings, and $20 for either one of those. And yeah, I hope to see you all on the next reading. I'm gonna try to get on back on. I'm gonna try to get on live more through YouTube versus like having to upload on YouTube. It take a minute, but child, yeah, that's that. And also get at me at TikTok and Facebook, Sean Brion. That is my name. For those, and for Instagram, it's Alchemize with Sean B. Yeah, Alchemize with Sean B. And yeah, I'm gonna be actually doing Patreon soon, and I will be sharing the link for that pretty soon. You can get it. You can sign up right when it's free, but of course it's going to change later on. But I'm gonna be getting more into details and more in depth about just everything spiritually. We're talking about relationships and just all throughout this matrix. Okay, I'm gonna get into it. We're gonna really get into it. And if you are like just starting out, on the spiritual journey, like that Patreon is going to be the place for you. Okay. But yeah, I'm going to go now, and I hope you all enjoy your amazing weekend. And yeah, remember to practice self-care and self-preservation.